Are you ready to unlock the secret of living a life of strength, balance, and longevity? I'm Anita, and I have helped hundreds of men and women transform their lives by placing their health and wellness as a priority. I am a certified personal trainer, founder of Thrive 55, and your host of the Made to Thrive podcast, where health experts from around the globe join us as we dive deep into topics that help us age gracefully and stronger than ever. This is where we take back our lives, friends. This is where we learn to embrace and celebrate this new normal we call middle age. I call this our second act. We have so much living to do, so let's not waste any more time. We weren't made to just survive these years of our lives. We were made to thrive. Hello and welcome to Made to Thrive. I am your host, Anita Terlizzi, and I'm so glad you are here. I've been excited for this podcast for a while. My guest today is Dr. Dan Valeria. And I'm just going to give a quick shout out and give his bio out because he is an expert in his field of wellness. So Dr. Valeria is a board certified chiropractic physician. He's been working over 26 years, and he graduated from the prestigious National University of Health Science in 1999 and is currently practicing in Algonquin, Illinois, but has the capability to help people all over the world. Dr. Valeria's passions for treating people stem from his own life experience and believes in the body's ability to heal itself. And his job is to find that block in healing and unlock the healing potential for ultimate wellness. He has helped people with a wide range of conditions, including, but not limited to, hormone imbalance, healthy gut, IBS, thyroid problems, autoimmune disease, neuropathy, and many more. So I have been looking forward to being with you, Dan. Thank you so much for coming on Made to Thrive.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, I'm so excited. You know, I went through all that big list, but I knew I was going to have to narrow it down, and I hope that we can hit those other subjects future dates.
Of course.
So I do want to say,
awesome to hang out with. So
thank you. He has to say that. He's known me. We've probably known each other 30 years.
Yeah, way longer than I've been practicing for. So yeah.
Back when we were knuckleheads in college.
Yeah, those were the fun days.
Those were the fun days. You were awesome then. You're awesome now, and I'm just proud of you. I just love what you do. The last time we connected, we both just had this like energy because we love what we do.
Passion,
And
right.
and so it was just really neat. I could have had you on the phone and picked your brain, for another hour. But today we're going to focus on hormones. And what's really interesting, Dan, is that people usually don't put chiropractic and hormones in the same category. So maybe enlighten my audience on how you got yourself into that.
Yeah, what's funny is when people come into the office, and I'll work on them structurally, and if you work on someone structurally, you open up other areas of the nervous system, you help the body heal, and then people start talking to you about imbalances they have, depression, anxiety, um, can't get to sleep, can't stay to sleep, night sweats, the list goes on. And then I just started learning about that stuff, and I was amazed, and especially as I grow older, I'm trying to focus and repair and get my own hormones rolling in the right direction. So that's how it started. It started from, one patient just, hey, is there any natural way? Is there any, and just getting into that. And, my philosophy is if I can't help you with something, then I failed you. So I got to try. I have a big bag and I like to help everybody with everything.
I love that. Love that. It's not just a Band-Aid approach to get you through the next day. It's like, and I know that about you, that you get to the root of it. And so
that's
you
the
feel
other
like
thing is
you finally feel heard.
Frustrated. They'd be like, I went to my OB-GYN and she said, just take this estrogen. I had no idea why I was taking it, what was low and what was high. And my
Right.
philosophy is you have to have a map to get somewhere. So
Absolutely.
so if you don't have a starting place and an end place and how to get there, then you're taking, you're throwing darts in the dark trying to hit a dartboard that's in the opposite direction. So
Right.
yeah.
Right. And I obviously train a lot of women. I train men too. Two things just came to mind. It's not just women who should be checking their hormones. And I think that's kind of a misbelief that men think that it's only women who need to check their hormones. I've seen lives change with men who have addressed their hormone issues, not just women.
I'll
Um,
tell you, as testosterone levels start decreasing, men get depressed,
mm,
become more self-conscious. They feel like they're, not enough, or like not like they were. They feel older. They feel, that's testosterone just declining. They don't feel as strong. They don't feel as
right,
vigorous. I mean, there's just a whole ton of things. And if today in society, with the amount of hormone blockers and everything that we take in our water and our food and the chemicals, our hormones are all out of whack, and it starts a lot earlier now. So,
right. What is the average age for men and women to start dealing with
well,
hormones?
it's like it's called perimenopause, right? Or
Yeah,
perimenopause, I call it. So, um,
right.
it's going to be, it starts feeling a little bit different and weird around 40, I'd say.
Yeah,
And some people, depending on how toxic they are and how efficient and effective their bodies run, it can be lower than that. That's the weirdest thing nowadays. So,
mm, yeah. And I would think just as you know, it's different now than it's ever been before. So like you said, I mean, even young girls are getting their menstrual cycle at 9 years old. That never happened, 20 years ago.
and the
So
amount, and I will say, just to slide this in here, the amount of kids that are taking, especially young women, are taking the pill because of acne, and that totally shifts. Like, their amount of estrogen, because they're taking estrogen when they're 20, is a lot lower than it was because you shut off the biofeedback mechanism.
wow. Well, tell me what you do when someone like me walks into your office. I've complained about all the things you've mentioned. What how do you take me down this path?
Well, we just talked. So what I would do is, let's just say you're in Arizona and I'm in Illinois. I do something called a free discovery call. So we make an arrangement. I get all the information via however we do it. Let's say we did an email or whatever. I get all your information. And I say I'm going to call you at 10 o'clock on Wednesday, and then I call you at 10 o'clock, and we just have a chat like me and you are chatting. Like, what's going on? What kind of symptoms are you having?
Yeah.
Um, and then by gathering up the symptoms, we say, well, hey, listen, this really sounds like it's a hormonal issue, or this sounds like it's really stemming from your gut, or all that stuff. So, um, we'll order some tests, and I get them shipped directly to your house. A lot of it, like the hormone test, is basically just a prick your finger, and you fill some blood squares, about seven of them, soak them all the way through. And then I like to do a 4-point cortisol test with that to test the adrenals, your ovaries, your uterus, get a whole big picture of what's going on. The thyroid also, I like to include all that in there. And I can show you guys an example of a test that it's my sister's test. She doesn't she doesn't care, but
Yeah,
I'll
we
put it
would love
up
to
there.
see that.
Just show you an example of what we would be seeing. And then once you send the tests in, it takes up to about 14 days for me to get your test back. I put it up on the screen, and I do something called a loom share, where I'm sharing my screen and I put up your results. And then I say, hey, your estradiol's down, your thyroid, you've got subclinical hypothyroidism, your cortisol's way high at nighttime. That's why you're not falling asleep. You know,
Wow.
so, and then I use um, pharmaceutical grade nutraceuticals to help, up regulate areas, down regulate some areas. Um, and we just get people feeling better naturally.
That's amazing. That's more than my doctor does for me.
Yeah, you kind of have to play with things. You have to get a system that works for people and they feel comfortable with. Um,
Right.
a lot of the patients do like that, and if anyone has any questions and they'd rather talk to me on the phone or whatever, I have no problem, spending some time with you on the phone. But it's good for you to, at your leisure, be able to watch something and me just go over it. And then,
Right. Right. So this is what you would call bioidenticals.
yep. And I can show you that there's a line I have on my, on the, the other side of the screen.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to are you able to share it?
Sure, absolutely. Just
Yeah.
give me a
Yeah,
second.
let's do it.
So let's just go through and we'll do a little learning thing. I don't want to get into it too much,
Yeah.
uh, but talk about pregnenolone. Uh, Pregnenolone is the mother hormone. Basically, it's a precursor to all the hormones in your body. Um, so there's a lot of things about pregnenolone. So pregnenolone feeds into all these systems: progesterone, cortisol, estrogen, and testosterone. So so it's a precursor to all your steroid hormones.
Mm.
And pregnenolone, as we get older, it's beneficial in depression. It helps with stress. It improves sleep and cognition, learning, and memory. It's neuroprotective, protects your brain.
Right. So is this something that drops as we age?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. As with all our steroid hormones, they drop. So pregnenolone's at the top.
Okay.
So um, when something's at the top and you don't have enough of it, it's hard for us to produce more.
All
So,
right.
and it's produced at the adrenal level. The adrenals are little glands that sit on top of your kidneys, and we call them the energy glands. Okay, so they make adrenaline. So if you're tired, it's usually because your adrenals are tapped out.
All right.
So, and this is DHEA, and this is made in the adrenals also, and it feeds into all these systems. So pregnenolone and DHEA are really big. Now, when a woman comes in and her DHEA is really low, um, she's probably having a hard. She's probably low in testosterone too. So,
Right. So is DHEA like a branch of testosterone?
well, in women, if you're low in DHEA and you take DHEA, it'll
Yeah.
actually increase your testosterone. It doesn't work that way with men. DHEA
Got
does
it.
not translate to testosterone. So us men, we need our testosterone. You girls can make it from DHEA, which is really good. So I'll put you guys on a higher dose, or women on a higher dose DHEA
Okay.
to improve your testosterone. And women in general, if they don't, of course, you don't have a ton of testosterone, but if you don't have any, your sex drive is down, your energy levels are down, everything. So
Yeah. I have a true confession. I didn't know we had testosterone.
it's all right. Hey, listen, and you really wouldn't think that,
Right. And my doctor's like, you're completely tapped out. You have none in your reserve. You have none, in your blood work. I'm like, do I need it? He's like, yeah. Are you exhausted? I go, yeah.
well, you think of strength in both sexes. If your strength's down and your vigor's down, and you just like, I don't really feel like going to the gym. I'd rather eat potato chips and sit on the couch. Yeah, your testosterone's down. Your DHEA is probably down too.
Right. Right.
Yep.
Okay. Love it.
Brain. I'm just skipping over. Some of these are just studies. Postmenopausal women, 50 milligrams of DHEA increased memory recognition tasks and enhanced a variety of cognitive skills. So they're talking about taking DHEA just to help with the brain. You get
Right.
brain fog and all that kind of stuff when DHEA is down. You don't feel like doing anything. Your cortisol's down too. So
Is
DHEA.
that a safe dose, that 50 milligrams, or you would say wait for your blood panel?
I would say wait for the. I wouldn't just say, "Oh, I'm just going to go out and take 50 a day." You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a timing to all this stuff, so you can't like pregnenolone. You should take at nighttime along with progesterone because they make you drowsy. So I don't
Right.
taking pregnenolone and progesterone in the morning time because it's just going to make you fall asleep. But DHEA is
Okay.
part of the adrenal part that feeds into the adrenaline and testosterone. So then we're going to have you take that in the morning time. So just don't go out and buy stuff and take it willy nilly and not knowing what the timing is with that. So
Right. Exactly.
estrogen. Estrogen has antioxidant properties in the brain, especially. Uh, Premenopausal women have reduced brain oxidative stress and more efficient defenses than age matched men. So what we're trying to say with that is you guys have more estrogen, and men in general don't have any. So our brains will create more oxidative stress because we don't have as much estrogen protecting the brain. So
Got it. And so men have doses of estrogen too. They're just much
they,
lower.
they do. You just want to stay. There's three different types of estrogen, and we don't want to have high doses of the most potent ones like estrone in general. Um, what happens is men in general, as we age, we have an enzyme called aromatase, which actually takes the testosterone and turns it into estrogen. So,
Got it.
and there's a couple things that cause aromatase to be higher: zinc deficiency and drinking lots of alcohol. Either one of those. Um,
Really?
yes. So, and then your prostate has receptors for estrogen in there, and if you have um, a lot of estrogen, or if you're converting, what's going to happen is your prostate's going to swell up, and you get prostatitis and increase your chances or incidences of prostate cancer itself.
Wow.
So
Okay. That's good to know.
yeah, just some more facts about hormones and how it can help with your new memory, memory
Mm.
in general, estrogen for bigger brains. All right.
That's
And
amazing.
then testosterone's effects on the brain. In older men, testosterone replacement therapy improves depressive symptoms, global cognition, and verbal memory. And
You know what
testosterone,
what I thought was crazy, Dan, was um, I'm not a big fan of the pellets that they put in women's hips. And I always thought it was interesting that you have two women and they're going to put pellets in both of us. And it's that slow release for like 3 months, whatever it is. But her needs for testosterone are going to be different than mine. Just find that interesting. I use a cream.
yeah, well,
So I
and then
just,
you get 10 pellets in you, and then one lady's gonna her heart, everything's gonna go haywire because she's upregulating her testosterone pathways, and the other
right.
probably normal and feels good. So
Yeah.
that's the thing about pellets. Once they're in you,
I know. That's why you can
you're
adjust the
in them.
cream. It's an easy fix.
Right. You
So I
start
agree.
a little wonky on that, you can be like, okay, a little less, do a little bit less.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just want to say this too to my audience that when I was 50, I went in for this panel. I don't even think it was as good as yours. But they gave me, a baseline of what I was down in. So she walks in and she's like, "So, okay, you're in the middle of menopause." I'm like, "You're kidding, this is great. I didn't even know because I thought all the worst stuff, the hot flashes and the whole thing." She goes,
Yeah.
"Okay, so let's get you on bioidenticals." And I go, "Wait a minute. I feel fine. Why would I want bioidenticals?"
I don't need to identicals. Come on.
And then she goes, "You need to trust me." And so what I just want to say, I didn't know how good I could feel. I thought I felt fine, but I think when you're living with these symptoms, you normalize them. And then when I did when I got myself with bioidenticals, I feel like I'm 30. I feel so good. So I just want to kind of say that to the audience when you're thinking, oh, I'm fine, I don't need it. I don't know. I think it's safe and it's effective. And, I'm all about longevity in the safest way possible.
Yeah, you're used to feeling the way you're feeling, even though it may be
Yeah.
like a bag of crap, a bag of crap. But
Right.
and then you actually start getting these little messengers that are actually helping your body communicate and upregulating
Yeah.
everything, and these hormones are starting to flow, and you're like, oh my gosh,
Oh, yeah. I
I see the
remember
light.
this.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Here's
I just wanted to say that. Sorry
That's
to
all right. That
interrupt.
was good. That was a good input. Testosterone protects the brain from Alzheimer vulnerability, um, that gene in general. So, um, testosterone, men that are having dementia and then they roll into Alzheimer's, um,
Mm,
and they need testosterone like no one's business. So,
wow.
you know, so here's the bioidenticals that I use. There's DHEA, and just because I put this line up doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to use this type of DHEA with you or this tonic or this progesterone. But for the most part, I like using these nano emulsions. Um, on a microscope, you can there's so the molecules are so small they get readily absorbed through the skin. Um, they're awesome.
Yeah.
The So we've got estradiol, estriol, we got the biast, we got the progesterone itself. Um,
I've
so
never heard of biased.
biast is the estradiol and estriol in the same formula.
Got it.
And
Okay.
these are actually what I like about these, is if the women are having trouble, vaginally or whatever, they're made actually for vulvar application. So it'll help strengthen the walls. It'll do a whole ton of stuff.
Great.
So they're made to put down there. So
Yeah. And this is the stuff you would ship to someone's house after
right.
you've.
So what how I do this is I actually have a platform. It's called Whole Scripts, and I send you a script of everything that we talk about that we need, and you read through it and you pretty much click on everything that you want, and then it's put in your cart and you buy it and it's sent to your house.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so it's all readily available. You don't even have to leave your house for 1 second for to uh,
All of this.
do this work. So yeah.
Yeah. So convenient.
So if someone was like, I don't want to do everything, well, here's here's the plan. You could start with just DHEA and progesterone as a woman, and then add the estrogen if you want to. Um, so that just a little tidbit.
What would you say, Dan, to someone who says, because I think it's another misbelief that um, it causes cancer. I heard that taking these cause cancer because I've
Yeah,
heard that a lot.
it's um, you have to be careful with that. I would say that, if you don't have hormones, it could cause cancer too. So, if you have a high incidence in your family, if your mother has had breast
Mm,
cancer, um,
right.
we would still want to get a test and actually see what's going on with your body too. And
Right.
then we talk about it, and then if we wanted to just stay away from the estrogen part of it, and progesterone is actually a hormone that's actually made to kick out the stronger estrogens in your body. And then you're having trouble sleeping, progesterone's going to help with that too.
Okay.
And
Great.
do a little DHEA or whatever. But like I said, we still just need to get a roadmap for that.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. And I think that's about it. All this other stuff we really don't need to go through. But what I can do is show you an example of a test if you would like.
Yeah, with your sister's approval.
Yeah, with my sister's approval. Um, so this is a 4-point cortisol test. So cortisol in the morning, when you put your foot down, should go up, and it should be, mid range. It can be higher. Hers was 5.2, which isn't too bad, but I'd probably put her on a little bit of adrenal support to get her into the sixes, sevens. Um,
Okay.
uh, her her noon one was fine. Her cortisol gets lower at nighttime, but then shoots up before she goes to bed. So we need to bring down her cortisol, to a mid level, point 5, point 6, get that like right in the middle there, um, so that she can fall asleep better and get more restful sleep in general. Yeah. So her cortisol is decent in the morning, but we need to shift it up a little bit. So what we need to do with her is put her on some adrenal support in the morning to help rebuild the adrenals and get those rolling. Um, her noon one is good, but then she dips down in the evening time. I probably wouldn't want her taking adrenal support now, but I'd want her to take something to calm her adrenals down in the evening. Um, she needs more restful sleep in the evening time. Um, and we need to get her to stay asleep. So what I probably would do with her is take something called cortisol to bring this down, and then I would get her on some GABA and some melatonin so that she could sleep better. And that's another kind of like messenger that we don't have enough of is the melatonin. So we need to
Right.
bring our melatonin levels up. And there's no biofeedback mechanism for melatonin. I know a lot of people try and say, well, if you take melatonin, then we won't make it. There's no such thing as far as melatonin.
Okay. That's good to know. Here's my question. How do you know the time of day? I find that fascinating.
Uh, the time of day that she should take stuff, you mean?
No, no, like when she drops, where she's at, the sleep. Is she testing at different times of the day?
Yeah, this is called a 4-point cortisol test. So she's going to spit in like a little tube right in the morning when she gets up. She's going to
Um,
spit in a tube before lunchtime. She's going to spit in a tube before dinner, and then she spits in a tube before she goes to bed. So
that
that
is so cool.
measures all cortisols during the day. So if your doctor just takes cortisol, let's just say you go in the morning because you're fasting and they take a cortisol in the all it's going to give you is your cortisol level in the morning, which would show
Right.
on her, which would show that it's normal, right? Well,
Right.
close to it. She's a little bit lower, but close to it. So then you wouldn't know you have an adrenal issue. You'd just be like, oh, it's fine. So
Man, that is so cool.
that's why a 4-point cortisol. Excuse me. Excuse you. Okay. That's
Keeping
my
it real.
point. So okay. So did you get that? Is that good?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's awesome. Thank
So,
you.
so the next test I wanted to show you is everything else basically. So estradiol, estratriol, estrone, progesterone, the ratio, testosterone, DHEA, sex hormone binding globulin, um, and then a full thyroid panel too. So with her, as you can see, she's been taking synthetic estrogen and her estradiol is off the charts. So since then, I've got her off that synthetic estrogen.
Mm,
So she's a lot better now. So
wow. So that's
um,
something her doctor put her on.
yeah, yep.
Yeah.
And then I the rhyme and reason of why they pick that estradiol in general, I have no idea. It's like I said, they usually just say try this and see if you feel better, type thing. So next one's estriol, and she's less than 40, so that's good. Estrone, she was less than 15, that's good. Her progesterone is normal, but I probably at nighttime I probably would give her a little bit of I gave her a little bit of progesterone for nighttime. Um, And then her ratio of progesterone to estradiol is low. So that just goes to show you she just needs a little bit more progesterone. Her testosterone was decent, but I'd still like to see her up a little bit more. So I would put her on something called Testoplex, which helps free testosterone up a little bit.
Yeah.
Her DHEA, I'd have her take a little bit of that in the morning, probably not 50 like we saw in the study there. I would probably put her on like 10 milligrams in the morning or something to that effect.
Yeah, that's what I take.
So her sex hormone binding globulin was higher, and it's probably binding to that testosterone. So that Testoplex that I talked about will help free up some of that testosterone, and she'll get more of that.
That's great.
The thyroid panel here, she's at her TSH is lower, her T3 is lower, her T4 is not bad, but you could tell that if her T4 is higher, that her usable form of thyroid hormone is T3, so she's not converting the way she's supposed to. So what I would work on with her is a lot of the conversion happens in the liver, so she's not methylating properly. So what we need to do is we need to get her detoxing and getting bile flow better and getting things going on with her, so her liver starts functioning better. And the thyroid gets blamed for everything, but the thyroid usually isn't the problem. It's the liver not functioning properly. So
you have a whole detox program as well?
Yeah. Of course. A lot of times detoxing is what you need, but
right.
I would put her on something called Methyl Protect, which has the methylated form of B vitamins, which helps all that. And once we get the liver flowing the way it's supposed to, she's going to start converting more. And then it's a gut issue too, but
right.
So we got another thing I would do is fix her gut. We did a food allergy test, and we can kind of talk about foods next time if you want. But
yes, for sure. And gut health, that's a big topic.
I would get her on something called ProBiomax with immunoglobulin in there, which is a spore-based probiotic that actually has immunoglobulin in it that actually walls off bad bacteria, gets the bad bacteria out of there, and puts new bacteria where it needs to be. So, and her antibody levels look a little bit, they're lower, so they're fine. We went over.
And how old is your sister when she did this test?
She is 4 years young, so she's 50.
Yeah. All right.
So she's at the age where, she needs to start focusing on some of this
Paying
stuff.
attention, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So good to have a brother like you, and she probably feels amazing.
Yes, she feels a ton better, so that's good.
Yeah.
I asked her if it was okay to use that. She's fine with it. So
yeah, not too personal.
But
that's awesome.
That's about all I have for you. If you had questions while I was going along, let me know.
Yeah, I think this is amazing. I know myself that I would love to do a test like that. And I certainly know that the people in my life would too. Yeah. And again, you do this for men and women.
Yes.
Where can people find you?
Well, website has everything on it. So it's Dr. Dan Valeria, VALERIA.com. And then my office number is 847-658-3660. You can call me anytime and leave a message and that you want to talk to Dr. Dan, and I can call you back and we'll set something up. No big deal.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. You're so great to give me this time. That was just such great information.
I love teaching people, and I love spending time with you, so I'll take it anytime I can get it.
Same. Thank you, sir. All right. Hugs to your family. Thank you for everything.
You too,
honey. Have a great weekend.
Thank you for listening to the Made to Thrive podcast, a Thrive 55 Plus production. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider leaving a review, as it really helps support us. If you want to learn more about how you can transform your life and age powerfully with us, please visit mythrive55.com.